That has nothing to do with J. Cole. It's just stuck in my head. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Tyra the Third, and today I got another celebrity lock review for you. I'm really trying to be a little bit more consistent and just kind of like keep knocking these out while I have the momentum. If you guys have any recommendations of who you would like to see me review next, please keep giving me suggestions. Leave those down in the comment section. I see them and I will add them to the list that I already have. Now, by the title of this video, you can tell that today we're going to be reviewing the one and only J. Cole's Locs and his lock journey. I'm super excited to talk about this one. This is one that I've had on my list for a while. So yeah, let's hop right in. You feel the way. I know just who you won't be. So every day I think the man upstairs and I ain't you and you ain't me. Get off my... What? Why would he do that to us? Why would he say that? Before we get started, if you are not already subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn my notifications on so you never miss a post, and check out the celebrity lock review playlist that I have. Okay, so let's start with J. Cole's career. So for those of you who don't know who J. Cole is a renowned rapper and producer who soared to success through the early 2000s and 2010s. After joining Roc Nation, he embarked on global tours, amassed impressive record sales, collaborated with a slew of iconic artists like Jay-Z, TLC, Miguel, Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, and has received recognition from none other than the President, Barack Obama. So in 2007, J. Cole co-founded Dreamville as a record label, securing distribution through Interscope Records. Today, Dreamville serves as the creative hub for Cole and a talented roster. One thing I really like about J. Cole is that he's a rapper with a conscience, right? I know people make fun of conscious rappers all of the time, but no, I mean, you can actually tell that he has a moral compass that he actually tries to follow. He might not always make the best decisions, he might not always get it right, but you can tell that he has integrity. That guilty conscience be eating J. Cole up, and I can kind of relate to that. He has values and he just seems like a pure, genuine soul, just like a gentle giant, and I've always really loved that about J. Cole. If you've been keeping up with the big three beef, then I know you've seen what's happening with Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole. J. Cole put out somewhat of a diss track, which really wasn't that big of a diss, at least in my opinion. He kind of talked about how it wasn't sitting right with his spirit. It just wasn't sitting right. It didn't feel right. He basically was like, this is actually out of alignment for me, and I don't want to diss somebody who I feel like is a brother, you know, and I respected that so much. I know people clowned him, and like in the culture of hip-hop, like that's not what you do when it comes to like disses and stuff like that. Like you kind of, you said it, you stand on it, and I understand that perspective, but from a human perspective, you know, from the perspective of like looking at J. Cole not as a rapper but as a person first, I respect that he did what felt right for him. Also, Team Kendrick, and I won't be elaborating any further. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. J. Cole has captivated audiences worldwide. His debut studio album, Cole World, The Sideline Story, came out in 2011 and introduced chart toppers like Workout and Can't Get Enough, Can't Get Enough, Can't Get Enough, Can't Get Enough. This project really set the stage for his meteoric rise. Following up with Born Sinner in 2013, he delivered hits such as Power Trip and Cricket Smile. I haven't heard Cricket Smile in so long, but I remember loving that track when I was in college. But these tracks really helped to showcase his lyrical abilities and his social commentary. In 2014, he released my favorite project of his to date, which is Forest Hills Drive. Forest Hills Drive marked a pivotal moment in his career where he gave us no role models and apparently earning critical acclaim and Grammy nominations. Alright, I'm done. Cole continued his winning streak with For Your Eyes Only in 2016, featuring standout tracks like Deja Vu and Neighbors. KOD followed in 2018, and the off season came in 2021, where he continued to dominate the charts with his hits like ATM, My Life, showcasing his evolution as an artist and storyteller. With each release, J. Cole has proven himself to be a master of his craft, leaving his mark on the music industry. What's y'all's favorite J. Cole track? Leave me a comment down in the comment section. I gotta think about what my favorite J. Cole song would be. Oh my god, there's so many. I might not agree with everything that Cole has said or everything that he has done. What I will say is you cannot deny his talent, and I think that he definitely has left his mark on the music industry, and there's so many mumble rappers in the industry today. I appreciate artists like J. Cole, so put some respect on his name. Now that we know who J. Cole is, let's get into these locks. So we're gonna start out with when he had a low cut and go a little bit into when he had his afro. So this is when he first started out. This is the J. Cole that I remember. This is the J. Cole I was introduced to in high school when he was doing mixtapes and stuff. He had a low cut, and then I remember he slowly started growing out his hair into like a mini afro. But yeah, that was this was around the time when he was just really starting to get noticed. Now J. Cole, I didn't want to spend too much time on this section of his journey, natural hair journey, because he just started his locks in the more recent years, but I did want to include it just for FYI. But yeah, I love J. Cole when he had the low cut. I loved his little fro. I think both looks served him well. So this last picture with the gray shirt on, you can tell that he kind of isn't maintaining the fro. It doesn't look like you would be able to take a pic and pick that out. Like you can kind of see how his fro is starting to have these teeny tiny coils on it. And I think that is kind of like the beginning of his starter lock journey. So J. Cole has what we call FreeForm locks. Now I don't know if he's a complete freeformer or a semi-freeformer. I'm gonna assume he's a complete freeformer because that just seems on brand for him. Judging by his locks, it doesn't look like he's manipulating them at all. So I'm gonna assume that he has freeform locks. Let's talk about what freeform locks are. So what are freeform locks? Freeform locks or freeform dreads is a style of dreadlocks that means that the hair grows naturally without any manipulation. I know a lot of people kind of start their hair, if it's like in a fro, they might use like a sponge to kind of get the coils going, and then that's it. Like you're not touching it, you're not retwisting it, you are not, trying to maintain a parting system. You are literally letting the hair do what the hair gonna do. Whether it sprouts 3 or 4 trees or this one gets stuck to this one, you literally just let the hair do what it does. Now I know some people do freeform locks because it's for a more spiritual thing. Like I know a lot of Rastafarians are known for doing freeform locks and letting their locks grow all the way to the ground because it's a spiritual connection. It's deeper than just hair. There are other people who do freeforms just for an aesthetic. We don't really know why Cole decided to freeform his locks. I didn't see any commentary from him, but he hasn't really done like a lot of talking about his hair, so we don't know why he decided to do it, but I'm glad that he did. But yeah, so you can see in his fro, like you can see his afro, like he starts off with like this teeny weeny afro and then it's starting to grow out, but you can tell that the coils are starting to get a little thicker as time goes on, and they're really starting to kind of define themselves and turn into locks. I absolutely love this phase of Cole's lock journey. I think this is my favorite look on him. It was really fitting, and I think like when people are freeforming their locks but they're still kind of in that fro form, I just think that's so cute and attractive, and I just thought it looked really, really good on him. So this is definitely like my favorite part of his lock journey. But let's keep going. Let's look at how his locks are starting to mature a little bit. You see that they're starting to thicken up quite a bit, and they're starting to get a little bit of length on them as time goes. This picture in the black, you can see that they're starting to thicken up, and I don't know if you can tell, but at the tips they're starting to get pointed out like how your locks do. Once they are fully locked at the ends, they kind of go to like a little point, so you can start seeing that. You can see his hair starting to fall here. It's growing out in the back, it's growing out, his bangs are growing out. Once you stop combing and picking out your hair, it really allows the curls to kind of just grow out and form tighter and tighter until they start matting themselves. It's a beautiful thing. I think freeform locks is such a beautiful process because it's just letting your hair do what it naturally does. There is something spiritual and special about that, you know? They're fully formed now. He's got a little bit of length on him. He's starting to feel himself. He on GQ. Like he put that on, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole looks like Black Jesus. I feel like this is the Black Jesus that if people had to accept that Jesus was black, they would accept this version of Black Jesus. Don't he look like he can turn water to wine? But it's beautiful. It looks really good on him. It looks really healthy. Like, as I'm looking at his hair, it looks healthy. It looks clean. I don't even see no lint in his hair. Like, his hair, whoever is keeping it up or whatever he's doing, it seems like he's doing a really good job. They look so healthy. They look strong. I noticed that he does have different sized locks. So in the very front, he has like really skinny ones, and then in the back, they get really thick. So I wonder if he has combined, or if they naturally have just kind of stuck together, or if I don't retwist my locks start growing away from the base. So in freeforming, I'm sure that probably happens too, and so that's why you see a lot of freeformers who have thick locks that are down their back, and then they'll have little tiny ones at the top that are super short, because your hair is constantly growing, but because you aren't taking loose hair and sticking it in this one or putting it in there, or constantly, you know, combining that loose hair together, it's making room for even more. And so that's why you have freeform locks that have inconsistent sizes. You know, they'll have thick ones, medium ones. Cole has super skinny ones, really long ones, short ones, tiny ones, starter locks. It's all a mix. So I think that's really, really cool. Okay, so that is pretty much J. Cole's loc journey. Like, there's not a lot to say about the guys, because it's not like they're doing looks. Like, when I'm reviewing women who have locks that are in the industry, it's like they do styles, they do protective styles, they like experiment with their hair. J. Cole wakes up every morning, gets out the bed, and goes and does whatever J. Cole does. Like, it wouldn't be a celebrity loc review if I didn't do my least favorite looks and my favorite looks. So let's get into the least favorite first. I'll give you the bad news first. Although I never have felt like J. Cole looks bad, I do feel like my least favorite look on him is when he had the low cut. He need a little hair. Some men just need a little hair, you know. Some men just need a little hair, just like some men need a beard, you know. Some men need a little oomph. Next, I would say this photo here. I love the locks. I'm a bit confused why we decided to put the ponytail in so messedly, so sloppily. Like, I feel like he could have pulled it up and executed the pull up a little bit better. That's just me. But this picture in particular, I don't know. I think it's the freeform locks combined with the scruffiness. Not my favorite. Okay, let's get into my favorites, because I really ain't have nothing to say in the least favorites. So these are my favorite looks on J. Cole. So this picture right here, y'all, I actually think I do have feelings for J. Cole at this point, at least in this picture. I love this picture. I love the tones of this picture. I love his eyes. He just looked like he smelled good. Like I said earlier in the video, I liked it when he had his little teeny weeny afro and it was just starting to lock up, like not quite locks yet. It's just like that textured fro. I love that look on him. So this was definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I just love this length on him too. Like, I love that his locks have flourished and they are like down his back now and beautiful and long. I love that, but I also just love the short lock kind of bob on him. Like, I love that medium right before it hits your shoulder. His skin looks beautiful. If he looked at me like this, he could probably have my social security number. All right, let's move on. Love this shoot by him. First of all, orange is one of my favorite colors. Complemented his skin really well. I love that they pulled his locks up and, you know, just tried something different. He's in the woods. He's got this piano in front of all these trees. His hair is giving trees. Like, I'm just really into it. I like the styling. I like the editing on the photos. I like that he's kind of like in thought. You can tell he's saying something cool, whatever he's saying, you know. And last but not least, y'all, this is when I realized that I do have feelings for J. Cole and that I need to let him know in this video. He looks so good in this. He looks so good. He got cleaned up. Like, your locks are freeform. They're kind of wild and beautiful and they just are kind of like doing a thing, and then you kind of clean up in the face. It just balances it. It just balances it. Sometimes when you're doing the freeform right, and then you all scruffed up in the face, and then you know J. Cole don't be like, he be like, most of the time when we see him, he's in like a t-shirt. Like, when I saw him in concert, he was in like a white t-shirt and some sweatpants, you know. So it's nice to see him in a suit. He got his tie, like he just looking nicely scrumdiddly yum yum. Then he's standing next to Kaepernick, two light-skinned kings, the pale-skinned brothers fighting for justice. Yeah, we love to see it. That is all I have for today about J. Cole, though. He's a good man. He tries his best, and we love him for that. His loc journey has been beautiful. It's been a beautiful loc journey to witness in real time. Thank you guys so much for watching yet another celebrity lock review. This was fun. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.